all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico,
Expose these clowns!
Testing, 1, 2. Welcome. Turn up the volume a little bit. Welcome to the Freddie Chico Show. Appreciate y'all. I see Taz was in here a second ago. Maybe he'll come back through. You know what time it is. It is, let me start the timer. It's going to start on time, regardless if y'all are here or not. Started. There we go. 5-minute rep your city. Let me know where you're checking in from. Hello, YouTube and Facebook. Jackson was good. Sending invites to everybody. At some point, this is going to be a memory. People are just going to be coming in, and I'm not going to, or I'm going to have a person doing this. Peace and blessings to you as well, Jackson. But you got to start somewhere. You got to crawl before you walk. We got a lighter topic tonight, because I know sometimes people get weary. Chicago College Park in the house. Appreciate you. Taz, welcome back. I see you over there. We're going to have a light topic tonight. It's not going to be something heavy tonight, Hopefully we'll get some laughs in tonight. People aren't so serious given the climate, Do something to break a smile every now and then is not bad. Actually, it's good medicine for the soul. Hey, trying to make it. Got some things I'm working on, Hopefully, I get some good news, and hey, I think life will be lovely. Franklin, what's going on, my man? Russell, what's going on? Appreciate long time no see. Rep your city, let everybody know where you're checking in from. Even if I know. Trying to get everybody in the room while we're waiting. Walter, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're not on the road driving. Josh was in the building. We're doing a lighter topic tonight. We're not going too heavy tonight. Maybe he'll get some laughs tonight. You know what I mean? Laughter is medicine to the soul. I enjoy a good laugh. I think that's everybody that I can think of. Brenda, welcome back. What's going on? Hopefully, says check. This is check-in time. Rep your city. Let me know where you're checking in from. I got everybody on that. Born in South Carolina, living in Atlanta. South Atlanta. You ain't in Atlanta. Um, South of Atlanta. All right, that is the time. We're going to get into this topic or have the topic revealed. And this is Monday, so it is a religious topic, but hopefully we'll get a couple laughs out of this as well. The topic tonight is favorite, least favorite style of preaching. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And before we get into that, you know what I do. Give thanks to all my supporters who support this show. Starting at the top, D. Small, Sonny, Walter, Stroud, my parents, Jose, David, Aishan, Lizandra, Shani, and Tony the Storm Barbados. Appreciate you. I said there's people that say they support and say, hey, I wish you well and all that good stuff. But these people actually do support, and I do appreciate that. And thank you, and I try to strive to earn it and improve day by day. When I call you that, oh yeah, in Forest Park. yeah. That ain't Atlanta, but What does that mean? You say I don't like the hum and humming type preacher. Is that like a Baptist style preacher? What are we talking about there? Can you elaborate on that? You know? Um, but yeah, you checking in from Forest Park. That's more accurate. you know? Um, you said the and the humming. I'm about to close. Is that what you're talking about? We're about to close, preacher. Oh, gotcha. They got the after they say something like, and then I got some cough drops. And I didn't have a cough no more. Or I bought some gum, and then open the door, and and they got asthma or respiratory issues. I know the singing song ones be like almost kind of like Martin Luther King got that their voice hangs that they just can't, they're not saying it, they're singing it. Um, right? You know, um, I would have to say one of mine, and don't judge me, the Catholic style. You know, the 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 incessant, desire to say things in Latin or Greek. And it's like, oh, that you can't really understand what they're saying, but they're very low pitch or very soft spoken. So you're straining your ears just to listen to hear what they're saying. Um, um, yeah, me too. All the kneeling and the standing back up and kneeling down again and standing back up again. Um, but I only been in two services, maybe three total, and you know, from what I've been told, the Catholic and the Methodist Church, um, they pretty much all are like only preach the same thing throughout all their churches, like across the country or even the world. Um, so that if you are in New York, the message is the same as in Miami. Um, they're instructed to read the same thing, but that's what I've been told. I'm not 100%. I don't know for a fact. Um, yeah, yeah. He said a baby lullaby. um, but then again, that or some dang scary movie. Um, background music. Are you in Stockton? Okay. Don't get slapped in Stockton now. They're known for slapping folks out there. The preacher that barks out the punchline. Um, is that just like an angry preacher or something? I was just about to say, I'm glad you said that, Walter. So they don't be looking at me crazy. They look at Walter crazy. It's like the ones who say, turn to your neighbor about 100 times in one sermon. Yes. Because my first question is, they sitting right next to me. I'm pretty sure they heard me too. Heard you too. You know what I mean? To me, I think that's something to try to check to make sure nobody's asleep. 'Cause people be waking up like, um, hey, pastor said this. You know, yeah, I don't know if you saw that video they had on there where this somebody grandmother was praying for a meal, and the little, grandson, got tired of it and just fell out, and she just kept on praying. Like, I mean, come on, wrap it up, grandma. You're praying too long. You know, you might not have talked to the Lord in a long time, but everybody else want to eat. Um, Yeah, where they say I'm about to close or I'm about to finish, and then 20 minutes later they're still talking about it. Like, wrap it up. you know, and I ain't the one to talk because I go down rabbit trails too myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I thought about that too. So I don't know if that's what they're doing. You know, Cutie Pie, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Talking about favorite, least favorite style of preaching. Um, I would have to say on the other side, the favorite style. I like preachers that have relatable, funny stories in between their preaching. For example, a Joel Osteen. He always seems to have a funny story. personal story, or somebody that has brought him a story to um, that he uses in his sermon. Um, so the ones that will hold a note and won't move to the next note until you start clapping. Oh Lord, that's that D Small style of preaching. Um, where they're singing. Now I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple times I've heard that it's not too bad, and the sad is usually like at a funeral. If you get a Baptist preacher, they have that almost kind of like that kid that was on Facebook where he was making fun of some preachers, but he was using it into his like sermon, or not his sermon, but his like he was talking about his online classes he was taking. And he's like, gotta get a refresher and see if you have to stay still to get the upgrade. Understand? You can't have an upgrade if you're not still. Yeah, that kind of thing. When they were explaining stuff that's like normal, regular conversation, but they're trying to make it seem like it's so, groundbreaking. Um, yeah, the pastor that is like going to a music concert. You know how when you go to a concert, the artists start tuning the mic for you to sing, like the pastor who always asking you to finish the lines to his sermons. I want to hear you preach. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Kind of like where it's like they're reading the passage and then everybody knows the passage, so it's like um you will walk. Well, no, it's you will what is it walk and not faint, and so he won't say faint, so everybody else will be like faint, or whatever, so that they can complete the sentence or finish the sentence for him. Or the ones that like I don't know, somebody said it already. The ones that kind of insult you into clapping, like, oh y'all missed the time to shout, oh y'all missed the time to clap, oh y'all missed the time to run around like you lost your mind. Um, no, no, I didn't miss it. Because if I wanted to do it, I would have did it. Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence with that. Sometimes it's appropriate, or sometimes it's timely. Because you know how they say something, and then the organ plays like, damn, damn. And then I went to the store, damn, damn. And I got me some juice. And I was, thirsty or something. I don't know. I'm going to say something. Um, the preacher that thinks he's making sense but missed the mark. Oh, man. No, the one is when that old dude or old lady who's who's used to singing hymnals starts making up her own song, and nobody know this song but her, but she swear that's a song that used to be out or something, and just be her thinking about what she gonna do when she get home from church. Like people be trying to join in, and they ain't even close to what she's singing. Okay, wait a minute. You said you love a preacher that doesn't sugarcoat and always has a happy ending. Wouldn't that wouldn't that possibly be sugarcoating? Vincent, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. That doesn't always have a happy ending. Gotcha, gotcha. Um, yeah, I don't want something where I'm like I'm not even learning anything from it, or it doesn't prick your heart to go, okay, yeah, you might want to reevaluate something, um, maybe get a different revelation on certain things that you probably read a couple of times, and be able to reapply it. You know, a lot of times people go there just to hear somebody for a while and they think that's it. You know, they've made their quota. They ain't got to do nothing else, but actually paying attention to what they learned and actually apply it to your life. Um, oh Lord, they're practicing the two-step. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I'm not really a fan of that. That I mean, it's like a common. I don't know if it's a particular denomination that came up with it, but that dum 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 dum. You know, just like lights people up and they start acting foolish, kicking over chairs. Um, I've been in churches in which preacher uses the pulpit to throw shade at specific people. Hey, you know that ain't of God right there. I don't know what that is, but I know what you're talking about. You know, where they know a lot about people's lives and they air them out because they're in their feelings or they think that's a good way to control somebody. Aishan, what's going on? Josh, what's going on? Um, Wookie, you know, appreciate you, bro. Oh, and I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. You know, I got to get better at this. If y'all haven't already, please go to the FreddieChicoShow.com and register as a member and check out the shop. Just giving fair warning because it is pandemic. They have added, you know, some time to shipping dates. So I know some people have been waiting. Apologize. Bear with me on some of the stuff being sent out to you guys because they are slowing up um, deliveries and things like that. Getting things out. USPS, I've called them a couple of times and they're like, they're so far behind, it's not even funny because everybody is, you know, whether it's Amazon getting overrun, but all these other sites that people are just ordering a whole lot of stuff that is kind of bombarding the postal system, whether it's UPS, FedEx, DHL, and the USPS. Just FYI. Oh yeah, of course. I forgot about that one. Appreciate you saying that, Walter. You know, definitely can't stand the man-hating preachers. You know, um, there you go. I like that. I like when the preacher takes the scripture and makes it relatable to all people. Don't read it in the King James version. You know, break it down into English. And how will this work for me? How can I relate to this? Absolutely. Um, he said the preacher that talks to you while in the pulpit and always keeping your attention because you know how to convey a message, but opposite is what is already mentioned about throwing shade and slick cutting throats with that platform. Yeah, I mean, because I've actually had pastors in the past call me out, be like, yeah, you know, so and so does such and such, but it's been on, you know, because he knows one I could take a joke and it is pretty funny what he's talking about, you know, and like ain't no shame in certain things. Like, hey, that's me, you know. Yep, yep, and I'll stand up and like, yeah, he talking about me. I'm in the seventh pew on the right, you know. Um, I was like, I'll get you later. You got me. You know, that just means war. I had to get you later. You know, but I respect those pastors too. So it's not like you know I'm angry or mad that they do what they did. You know, and it's funny to me. You know, It's just a little humility on that, of a pastor to do that. Classic man, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Um, what else? What else? Favorite. What do I like as far as preachers that are not, long? Like I guess the opposite of people that are long-winded. They're not. They get to the point. You know, um, they're not holier than thou. They don't say, hey, this stuff happened to y'all. It ain't happened to me. Creed, what's going on? Press. Appreciate you coming in there, checking it out. Hope everything's well. Joyce is in the building. I want to reach out to you the other day. I don't know if you were able to see that turtle I saved, because all lives matter. But that snapping turtle was no joke. It was like 60 pounds plus. Huge joker. But I saved its life. Don't know if it was a boy or girl, but I saved its life. I'm not a fan of the heavy breathers and long pauses and the ones that have the drummer playing while they're speaking. Yeah. I don't know about that one, Balti. You talking about some preachers who turn to preaching on social media so no one can really challenge what they say. I mean, you're really not supposed to challenge no preacher what they say while they're preaching. You might want to come to them later, but it's I love a preacher humble enough to admit their failures and shortcomings. Yep, and I brag about my pastor who ordained me that very humble because my first time meeting him, I checked him. I was like, yo, I don't like this. And he could have been one like, well, do you know I have, armor bearers right here that, can handle you if I say so. But he didn't do that. He reflected on what I said, and we've been friends ever since. I mean, we don't agree on everything, but we know where each other's hearts are. We come from different backgrounds, so that kind of, flavors how we view things. Chauncey, the truth hurts, is in the building. He said, yeah, they keep it 100. Um, um, but oh yeah, we had the midway point for a commercial break.
We knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico.
Expose these clowns!
I will. This is what I mean, or the ones who won't give you a response when you ask them later about something that they said that is not in the Bible. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Um, I mean, to me, I don't like how this social media is getting where people will put their social media on and they don't even look at the darn camera. They just like have their live on and they're just looking at something else. So people get in, they're talking and chatting. They have no acknowledgement. They don't even know somebody's there. Like somebody is so infatuated with themselves, they think people just gonna sit there and look at you. Get your goat smelling stuff out of here. Um, they're so stuck on themselves. One of my favorite parts is when the guest preacher introduces his wife and kids. Not really a part of the sermon, but it's dope nonetheless. Well, yeah, giving honor to your wife and kids' family, and of course, the senior pastor or whatever of that house. Um, yeah, I can see that. Um, the ones that give honor to many things into their intro before they preach. Okay. Gotcha. You give honor to the people that invited you in, that kind of thing. Um, but so I got like 4 or 5 things going on at the same time. Um, but yeah, favorite things. I want to be like just more least favorite things and not that many favorite things. Um, I like preachers that actually know the word. Well, I'm gonna say it's not know the word because this is not a style, but kind of like someone was saying the relatable part of it, where it's like, okay, you know, yes, I can read Proverbs all day long, but how can I relate to that? You know, categorizing Proverbs is wisdom. So something you want to read early in the morning, get your day started. And Psalms is something to give you some type of encouragement. You know, if you had a hard day, blah blah. You know, go into the Book of Psalms. Um, Peter, what's going on? Top shelf in the building. He said, I'm a drummer and I played for my uncle. Now deceased and he didn't play that. I was only allowed to warm up the word was when the preacher was really saying something and making the church feel the vibes. Got you. Hey man, I need to um hit you up offline, Top Shelf. Got some stuff we might be doing Friday if you're interested. Um, Said I love the Lord, but God, some preachers go overboard. I saw a beat today. God was showing me my sermon was going to be buzzing. I came to a stop sign. God showed me to slow my wife. I saw my man cutting grass. God was telling me to cut things out of my life. Yeah, sometimes it does get kind of corny. It does get kind of corny, you know. Now I do, and a shout out to Bishop Wade because this is something he said some years ago, 6, 7 years ago. But I like the the concepts behind it because sometimes we can miss simple things. You know, you don't have to, bank your whole life on it. But he was talking about going through a drive-through. He's like, when you order, your meal or whatever, you don't know for a fact that they're going to be making your meal, but you have an expectancy of when you get around that corner, that meal should be there. You know, and I'm paraphrasing what he was using that for, but sometimes we have to have that type of level of expectancy that, or faith. It was something dealing with faith, that we have faith that that's going to be around the corner, kind of thing. That you have faith that things are going to work out, things are going to, you're going to succeed at things, something like that. And that's years ago. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, but I get what you're saying, Josh. You know, um, like they're making it up on the fly, or they're just trying to make something out of nothing, so it sounds good. And um, and you have so many people, not to be critical of church members, but you have so many people that they will receive anything, you know, and that I guess would be one of my least favorite things is like instead of saying like reading what you're saying like I love the Lord, and somebody's like but gosh, some preachers go overboard. Amen. And like he hasn't said anything yet. Why are you making all these noises, and grunting and screaming and say it, Pastor? Like he hasn't said it yet. Let him say it first. Then say it. Um, So you know that part of it too, where the congregation makes it worse. Um, but yeah, and you know sometimes you don't know if it's really prepared or they're shooting from the hip. Cause what I don't like, and I guess that's one thing too, is like where you have some pastors that will say, I had no intentions of going this way, but the Lord told me to stop preaching this and preach this. So the Lord is schizophrenic. Yeah, the improvising. Like, don't blame the Lord on that. That's you. The ones that low key hit on women while they preach. Um, I don't think I've ever heard. I've never been in a situation like that. I'm not gonna say it don't happen, but I'm like, that's you know, I've seen preachers sugarcoat things so women don't get mad, but I don't know about the low key hit on them. Um, that's just you know, cornball clown stuff right there. Um, on both the pastor and the women that feed that garbage. Um, you say, yeah, wouldn't work for me. I couldn't be up under no pastor like that. Just want to let you know that right now. Nah, it wouldn't work. Um, yeah, I couldn't even imagine what I would do in those situations if a preacher was low key hitting on women while he's preaching. Because I'm assuming most. I mean, I've known a couple now, so I'm not gonna say it's automatic. But most preachers are married. But I've seen a couple single preachers or whatever. But even if you're single, I don't think that's appropriate to be hitting on nobody while you're preaching. Um, um, but you know, if you're married and you're doing that crap, you said inappropriately done. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Um, and like I said, I don't have no problem. But like, Pastor, you out of line. You out of line. You know, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Don't do that. I'm not a fan of that. And I said, not just picking on preachers. I'm not a fan of that. And you part of my crew. You know, you don't disrespect this. No time, not never. You know, but not everybody's cut from the same cloth. You know, or now everybody's gotten their get it moment. You know, they may disagree with me. That's fine. Stay your behind away from me. We ain't from the same branch, same tree. I don't play that craziness. But what else? What else? Favorite, least favorite style of preaching. Um, trying to think, what else have I seen? Mm, the angry. They're mad at everybody. You know, um, screaming brimstone and fire and all that kind of stuff, and you know, telling everybody they're going to hell. You know, and it's really because their feet hurt and they need better shoes. Derek, what's going on, my man? Welcome, welcome. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess I'd have to need some examples for that one, Walter, because I'm like, I can't imagine, you know, a preacher hitting on, you know, women while he's preaching. So, and don't be too graphic, Walter. I know you're ready to, but Yeah, nah, not you. You're not too graphic. You know I gotta proofread your stuff. Sometimes you be catching me and I don't see what you're trying to say till it's too late. See, I'm not even reading that. Oh, see, I had actually left that alone. I had left that alone, but yeah, the preacher speaking in tongues. I had left that. I didn't even touch that. You know what I mean? Because I mean, people have their beliefs. I know Pentecostals believe in the speaking in the tongues, um, and I've heard so many different takes on speaking in tongues. Where some people are like, well, it is a a coded language between you and God that the devil cannot decipher. Then other people who say it's a coded language, but somebody should be able to decipher it, or it's not authentic. What's going on, Jason? Appreciate you coming in here. Welcome to the Freddie Chico Show. If you have not already, go to the FreddieChicoShow.com and register as a member so that you can submit topics. We do every topic and any topic that you want to talk about. No topics off limits. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do Mondays religious topics. Wednesdays is relationship topics, and Fridays is no holds barred. What's going on, Derek? Um, oh yeah, he's just joined there. But getting too enthusiastic and not speaking clear, being that excited, causing the words he spoke to not be understood. I usually attribute that to the Southern accent. You know, when people speak, you know, especially when it comes to the music, when they're doing these songs and you know they're getting into it, they're really feeling it. You know, I don't know what they're saying half the time, and I know they want like, oh, crowd participation, sing along. Like, sorry, I can't, 'cause I don't even know what you're saying. So I'm just might sway to the music, but I'm not singing it. You know, because I'll be the one that'll say it, and they done moved on, or the timing wasn't right, and so everybody hear my loud behind, and I'm off beat, and I'm good. I don't want that. I don't want that kind of pressure. He said, I don't mind some tongues, but some preachers do more tongues than words when they reach a certain point and people just start clapping. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, and that's the other thing. Is that sometimes people will say speaking in tongues is you just got so full of the spirit you couldn't control your mouth and you're just excited. So like if you get a little too carried away with preaching, all of a sudden you just magically start speaking in tongues. And then once you come down from it a little bit, you magically start speaking in regular words. And then you get hyped up again and you start speaking in tongue again. And then you almost kind of like Spanglish, where like some of it's in English and some of it's in Spanish, you know, and you put them together. Um, but then there's others that will say that none of that stuff is actually speaking in tongues. Like when it's described in the Bible as far as the day of Pentecost, the speaking in tongues was just a different language that they magically knew because God wanted everybody to understand everybody else to pass the word on. So it was like French, German, Italian, whatever, Arabic, Greek. You know, all of a sudden they were experts and they all had taken Rosetta Stone and they understood everybody else's language. Um, what you said? They said, "Wow, that's gonna get some attention." Or you talking about what Derek said? Yeah, a lot of people don't want to talk about that. They feel like it's you know, sacrilegious or something or whatever to say, yeah, I don't agree with, I don't believe the way people define speaking in tongues is the accurate definition of speaking in tongues. It's just my belief. Um, but we're almost done. I gotta get on the phone with some people, some members of my team that I'm like, where is the results that I paid for? I don't see them. But oh my gosh, you hit it on the head with that one. I forgot all about that one, Walter. The one that keeps saying the same story over and over, and we know some people that come on this show that try to do that too. But man, you hit the head on that one. I gotta give you a clapping for that one. That one right there. You know, I know somebody. Man, I know somebody who definitely fit, or a couple somebodies that fit that category. It's like, I don't know, at some point people get tired of that, but I don't know, because people are such lemmings, they don't care. They just scream about the same thing Sunday after Sunday. But then there are also kind of people being new, and so they've heard the story for the first time, and they can keep saying it over and over again because there's new people. But yeah, I don't even know how people can look themselves in the mirror and do that crap over and over again. Um, so, do you think that's the game being used to pull the crowd in? And yes, the reply to what you said about the non clarity of the words spoken. Oh, okay, gotcha. Um, yeah, because I mean, to me, and people are like, well, you're just using your fleshly mind to decipher things. It's like, why is it this so-called speaking in tongues is always like some Arabic sounding words? Like it sounds like could be Arabic speaking, but not quite. And I promise, if you found somebody who spoke Arabic, would be like, I don't know what they just said. You know what I mean? It's like somebody from Europe coming to the United States and say they're speaking in English, and they're going jabba 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 jabba. No. That's not English. That's gibberish. Um, but yeah, I think the top one for me is the Baptist and the coffin hacking, sing songy preaching style. Usually I attribute it to Baptists, but I've heard some Baptists that are not that extreme. So I don't know if there's like a certain brand of Baptist. you know, I'm not a fan of the sing songy. But hey, I'm not. Even though I do like certain things that Joel Osteen does, I'm not a fan of like when he starts looking like he about to cry every other sermon, and like he's tearing up. You're like, okay, come on, that's too much. You know, I understand getting choked up every now and then for something that really hits home, but don't be the crying preacher. You know, get some women in the front row crying because you crying. Mm, not a fan of it. Or the preacher that mispronounced words on purpose because it's supposed to make them look more spiritual. Cause like down south, they love to mispronounce words. because like cultural. Now get from around over here. You know, get from around from over here. You know, we don't talk about no scripture. You know, just get from around from over here. You know, all that kind of, nah. Can't do it. Can't do it. Mookie G, what's going on? Appreciate you coming in. We're talking about favorite, least favorite style of preaching. You know, kind of like how your boy Tyrone be talking sometimes when he try to do his southern accent. You know. He said, because it is. You said you're 20% fluent in Arabic and what they tongues spoken actually are actually prayer, chapters and verses from the Quran. That's interesting. Why would it be verses from the Quran? Because people won't read it. And also, why did my boys, I think it was Kev on stage and whatnot, said if you spell college and Coke backwards, it sounds a lot like how people be speaking in tongues. Spell it backwards and see what it sounds like. Well, there's a thing called art of speaking that some preachers take segments from and make it into their own magic trick. Some tongues are fine, but some preachers use it as a mystery to draw people in. Or like Chico said, they're crying, that draws an emotion, and those who preach like people have a bunch of haters to get them to agree with the rest of the sermon. Gotcha. Leon, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the Freddie Chico Show. We're talking about favorite or least favorite style of preaching. What you got? But yeah, let me know what EGL. I wasn't supposed to say. Let me know what college spelled backwards sound like when you say that out loud. Tell me it don't sound like these people screaming and, you know, high-pitched noises and foaming at the mouth, you know, falling on the ground, you know, having seizures. I know, you know, there's healthcare workers that see people seizing and whatnot, and they cringe because, like, should I respond? Or, you know, why is the Holy Spirit so unhealthy for people that got them foaming at the mouth? There's a long list of things in the art of speaking that I can identify in speakers. Got you, but I was told that even in the Pentecostal, I guess, schooling for that they actually have a class in speaking in tongues. So how can you have a class to teach you something that you're supposed to receive from God? And I don't think that's right, but that's just me. Excuse me, but we're almost at the end. I appreciate my diehards that came in here and hung out with me. Send a couple more advice before I leave so they can be like, oh, we didn't know. Yes, you did. But that's okay. I reload every day. And I ain't going to stop this show. I promise you. Chris, right when I invited him, he came through. What's going on, my man? Army in the building. We were talking about favorite and least favorite style of preaching. What you got? What you got? He said, I heard the verses. Now, this was only the two separate preachers. One here, one in Chicago. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it just sounds like Arabic words where they like, and they start stuttering and act like they have Tourette's or something. And it's really not actually communication at all. But it gives the impression that they're so spiritual that other people are like, oh, the Holy Spirit must really got them doing something, or they're about to do something really crazy because they're speaking in tongues. You know, like I said, I've literally had people tell me they have no idea what they said. Okay, so then why are you even speaking? I mean, not me, assuming or speculating. They've literally told me they have no idea what they did for the last 10, 15 seconds. But someone would still call that communication. Like, if I don't know what I'm saying, how are you supposed to know what I'm saying? I don't get that one. See, preachers say that they're titled too often, ultra, apostle, prophet. Yeah, they do come up with some titles, boy, I tell you. That apostle, bishop, elder, bishop, elder, super saiyan, pastor, reverend, deacon, ultra classic, rogue glide, I don't know, Vaquero, Voyager. But yeah, like I said, it was all for a laugh, just to get us, a little bit of a lighter topic than normal. Hopefully I made somebody laugh, and we're going to have another topic come Wednesday for Relationship Wednesday, and probably another heavy hitter come Friday with this climate that we're doing. But who knows, I might come up with something funny for Wednesday, to kind of keep this going this week. Oh, snap. Friday. I might need a call on you, Walter, if you are available. You might be able to be a special host or, run the show come Friday. Let me know. Or I may have to cancel my Friday show. I just thought about it. But like I said, you don't have to think like me, but you do have to think. You're never too big to learn. You're never too small to teach. If you haven't already, Chris, not saying no names, but Chris, go ahead and check me out, thefreddychicoshow.com. Appreciate your support. Check out the shop. Let me know if there's something you see. Hey, appreciate that, Walter. Just let me know. If not, I'll make some adjustments. No worries. But appreciate the help that you do and the support that you do. Here, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love y'all. There's nothing y'all can do about it. I will see y'all on Wednesday. Chico out.
We knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico.
Expose these clowns!